this morning, as I was walking my dog, as I always do early in the morning, all of a sudden I was confronted by someone, a woman who I've seen in the neighborhood before, never had any issues with her. And since I've seen her in the neighborhood before and I never had any issues with her, I didn't think much of what was going to happen as I was approaching her. So I'm walking my dog. She's standing in the middle of the sidewalk with her dog, and her dog's going nuts, like unruly. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, she's trying to train her dog. Her dog, looks like it might be a younger dog, whatever. And as I'm approaching, she's looking at me in a menacing way. Like she has a weird wide stance, and I'm like, I still am not thinking much of it. I'm just thinking, okay, she's probably irritated with her dog acting like this. So let me just go around her. So I literally walk into the street in order to go around her and her dog. As I do that, she starts with her crazy unruly dog approaching me and Charlie, essentially like sicking her dog at me, but not letting the dog loose from the leash. Thank God, okay? At that point, by the way, I'm listening to music, I'm minding my own business, I'm trying to avoid her. And then when she's like coming at me with her dog, I like take my headphones out and I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, you're a Jew hater. And I'm like, okay, well, obviously there's a misunderstanding, so let me have a conversation with her. But she's like screaming at me, it's 7 in the morning. And I'm like, wait, hold on. And then she brings up, oh, you were rubbing your hands and making fun of the Jews. This is Canary mission propaganda, full stop. And it's in reference to this. Let me show you what they've posted on social media. Now, they claim that I'm doing the happy merchant meme, which by the way, I've seen that photo all over the internet before. I didn't know it was called the happy merchant meme. I don't live in 4chan, okay? We were talking about one specific person, so I brought that up to her. I was like, I was talking about Larry Ellison, one specific person who wants to surveil us 24/7, so we're all on our best behavior. And then she immediately switched to a different aggrieved, issue that she had, the other issue that she's aggrieved about, which I'll get to in a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so look, I feel like the pro-Israel radicals have planted so-called tropes all around us, so that you're never allowed to criticize Israel in any way, shape, or form, or in any style, or with any body motions, or with any words, because everything's a trope. Everything's a trope.
I wasn't even criticizing Israel. I was criticizing one specific person. We're gonna show you the video in a second. Hold on, go ahead.
And then Larry Ellison's later in this program, we're gonna show you a story about how he's trying to build these giant things in Gaza.
AI centers.
AI centers, which meaning like, oh yeah, obviously Israel's gonna take Gaza. Obviously, we're gonna ethnically cleanse them. We might or might not use them for forced labor, but other than that, we're taking Gaza. So yes, and Larry Ellison, who bought CBS, Paramount, and TikTok, and expressly for the purpose of doing propaganda for Israel, they're not even hiding it. They say they paid more for Barry Weiss's site, way more. I'm in the business, I know. They paid an outrageous sum, and then they bragged to the press about, well, that's because she's pro-Israel. Then Netanyahu comes and says, we're taking over TikTok and we're thinking about X, etc. And then they say, and by the way, they committed a genocide. They murder over 70,000 people, the Israelis do, not Jewish people. The only people saying Jewish people are pro-Israel zealots.
Yeah.
No one else says Jews, no one. That's in the legitimate space that isn't Fuentes or whoever, right? But they constantly are like, you said Jews, but we didn't say Jews.
I literally never have
No one ever said Jews other than them, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, can I do this? Can I talk? Can I say anything?
Your existence is a trope.
No, but Larry Ellison is an evil guy who is taking over all of this media for propaganda for Israel, but you're not allowed to rub your hands about it. You're not allowed to talk about it. They say we're taking over media, but you're not allowed to say they're taking over media. So they're allowed to do it, but you're not allowed to say it. No, I don't listen to any of your stupid rules or tropes. All right, anyway, back to your story.
So before we get to Canary mission and the propaganda they put out there in order to get people to target me like this, after she attempts to attack me with her dog, the only thing I have on the top of my mind is I need to get my dog to safety because I have a small dog, okay? He's 20 pounds. So as I'm walking away, she says to me, "Good luck to your husband dealing with you." And I say, "My husband loves me." And she responds with, "That's why we're trying to get him fired." To me, that was the sign that this isn't some lone wolf situation. She's part of an organized group that's not just attempting to destroy me, but destroy my husband's livelihood when my husband has nothing to do with my career, nothing to do with, guy doesn't even like politics. Okay, he works in athletics, he works at a school, he loves his students love him, but they want to destroy him because he refused to put out a statement condemning his wife. Incessantly they demand that he put out a statement condemning his wife. He's not gonna do that, okay? You're not gonna get in between a marriage because your feelings are hurt over my criticism of a foreign government. Now, she said that and I was like, I gotta call Christian. So I'm trying to get Charlie home. I call Christian, I tell him what happened. Leave Charlie, drop him off at home. Christian and I go downstairs because he wants to see who is this woman, right? So at that point, we approach her and I decide I'm gonna file a police report and I don't know this woman's name. I wanna have an image of her, I wanna have a video of her, I wanna have a video of her dog. And so get a load of her behavior here where all of a sudden, now that I'm recording, she's pretending like she's the victim when she's the one who tried to sick her dog at me and Charlie, and pay very close attention to her treatment of her own dog, how her dog is behaving and what she's saying. Do you think it was appropriate for you to try to sick your dog on me?
I did not.
Do you think that was appropriate to sick your dog at me? You sicked your dog at me.
I told you to stay away from me because my dog is barking.
Was that appropriate? Was it appropriate for you?
Okay. Was it get away from me?
Look at
Dude, can I talk to you?
No. Why did you try to sick your dog at me?
I told you to get away from me.
Because you don't like my political views?
I told you to get like this.
Psycho.
I told you to stop
Totally insane.
following me.
Now you're acting different because you're being
I told you
recorded,
to get
right?
away from me. I told you to get away from me. I told you my dog is barking.
Why did you
I
try to
said
sick your
stop
dog?
stalking me.
Why did
I
you
said
try
stop
to
yelling
sick your
at
dog at
me.
me? Why did you sick your dog at me?
No.
Oh, now you're a victim after you tried to sick your dog at me and my dog.
She's come back and attacked me.
No. You'd say you called her a Jew hater.
You called me a Jew hater? You called me a Jew hater. Okay, so there's another video that we're gonna go to that's going to prove that what I'm telling you guys is true because she told on herself, but go ahead, Cenk.
So, okay, she knows Anna, she's waiting for Anna.
Yep.
She's blocking the sidewalk.
Yep.
She says this ludicrous comment about Jew hater. Then she knows about Anna's husband
Yep.
and his job
Yep.
and how she's part of a group who's trying to get him fired because he has a wife who has criticized Israel. And she thinks she's the victim.
She thinks she's a victim.
Oh my God, oh, you caught me terrorizing you? Oh, I'm the victim. Can I make these noises? Can I do these hand motions?
It's all a
Everything's a trope, right? Everything's a trope. You wait like a thug ambushing someone.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden when they call you out on it, how do you know my name? How do you know my information? How do you know my husband? Oh, stop stalking me. Nah. By the way, I get notes like this all the time. You have to fire Anna. You have to fire. How you are not allowed to criticize Israel. Yeah, you're doing that. You're not the victim. You are the aggressor. I'm not talking about Jewish people at all. I just literally had both Robert Greenwald, Ben Cohen, two of the greatest people in this country, fighting like hell to stop the genocide in Palestine, let alone everybody who works here, let alone literal family I have. I'm talking about pro-Israel radicals. Radicals who think that they are justified to do anything, terrorize people, assault people, threaten their lives, because we are doing self-defense. We are the victims. No, you're not. If you are supporting this genocide in Israel, you are not at all the victims. You are enabling everything you said you were against.
100%.
I grew up in a town that was about half Jewish, and I heard things that I loved. That's why I love Jewish culture. And we fight for the underdog. We fight for the people who are oppressed, and never again. And now these pro-Israel radicals who have totally lost sight of that wonderful tradition and culture, coming around going, let's threaten people, let's fire them. Let's take the media over. That was supposed to be a trope. Now you're doing it. Now you're doing it. Let's terrorize people. You are not the victim. You are supporting and enabling one of the sickest genocides I have ever seen.
Yeah. So now she's denying everything, but what's really interesting is in the next clip that I'm gonna show you, she tells on herself because remember, she talked about how they're trying to get my husband fired. Tell my husband about it. We go and confront her about what she's saying and what she did to me. And pay close attention to what she says here. Watch.
Wait.
Go ahead.
You're trying to get me fired.
No, I did not. I said I'm telling everybody about her.
Oh, that's what she just said. You trying?
You said that you're trying to get my husband fired.
Everybody's trying to get him fired.
Exactly. Yeah, you're part of that. Everybody.
Be careful, that woman's dangerous. She tried to sick that dog at me. She tried to sick that dog at me and my dog. That's what she tried to do. That's what she tried to do. She tried to sick her dog at me and my dog because she doesn't like my political views, because I don't like a genocidal government. So in the middle of that, you hear her saying, no, I said everybody's trying to get him fired. Thus confirming what I said earlier, but more importantly, that this woman apparently knows everything about me, knows who my husband is, know where he works, knows about the campaign to try to get him fired. So she was standing there in the middle. I walk my dog, and maybe this is a mistake. I walk my dog at the same time every day. I have a super packed, regimented schedule. I don't wanna talk to anybody when I'm walking my dog. I just wanna do what I need to do to help my dog relieve himself and get back home so I can get back to work. Okay, I'm not looking for trouble. I'm not accosting people. I'm not confronting people. She decided to literally wait in the middle of the sidewalk with her dog to intimidate me like that. And when I walked around her, I walked into the street. When I walked around her into the street in order to avoid her, she starts approaching me with her dog in a threatening manner and then acts like she's the victim.
Okay, look guys. First of all, that second lady has nothing to do with any of this. Okay, so leave her out of it. Okay, number two, on this lady who accosted Anna, we do not do the same things that they do, okay? We are the good guys. We don't accost people in the streets. We don't go stalk them. We don't terrorize them. We're always for nonviolence. I'm super proud that TYT is now known throughout the internet as the show that is always for nonviolence, always for peace, okay? So nobody go bother anybody here because I know what they're gonna do next. Oh my God, they showed it online.
Oh yeah, we did. We sure did.
I was just trying to stalk her.
We sure did. I will never apologize for that. You came for my dog and my husband. You want to come for me, that's a different story. Okay, mano a mano, that's a different story. You come at me with my dog? With my dog. You try to sick your dog at my dog. You try to threaten my husband's livelihood. You think I'm gonna, I'm a little, wilting flower and I'm so scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. This isn't gonna stop me from doing the commentary that I do. And by the way, look at what kind of disgusting, despicable, dishonest pieces of crap Canary Mission is. Because while they were pretending as if I was doing the so-called happy merchant meme and that I'm some big anti-Semite, let's take a look at the video in full context, shall we?
Your best friend's Jewish.
They don't care.
No, my point is, did Larry Ellison or Bill Ackman or Netanyahu call her and say, hey, are you okay with this?
Larry Ellison can tell me how my ass tastes, okay? How about that?
Yeah,
right,
so
disgusting, weird Oracle founder going around talking about like, yes, we're gonna surveil everybody. Everyone will be on their best behavior. Yes, you're a freak, you're a total creep.
Okay,
all right,
so
creep.
So my point is, do not put Larry Ellison's actions on our friends.
No, I don't, because I'm not an idiot, okay? I don't conflate a nation state with an entire group of people who have no say in what's going on in Gaza, no say over what these disgusting billionaires in America are doing. No, I don't conflate the two because I'm not stupid and I'm not hateful. Interesting that Canary Mission left that out. Also interesting that Canary Mission photoshopped this disgusting, image onto our background to make it appear as though we were using that image in our background. They're such disgusting, dishonest scum. They're scum. They're scum.
Their job is to terrorize Americans.
Yep.
And have us bow our heads to Israel.
Yep.
because if you ever say anything against Israel, we will pretend that you're a hateful bigot. Even in a clip where we literally said this has nothing to do with Jewish Americans, our Jewish friends and family, they're like, shh, don't say that, don't share that. Let's just make them look like they're anti-Semites, and then hopefully someone will do violence against them and terrorize them and stalk them. Congratulations, Canary mission. This is the fruits of your labor. The death threats that Anna gets and that I get, the fruits of your labor. You must be so proud, because your job is to terrorize Americans into compliance with Israel. I would love to know, and every reporter in the country should be asking if they didn't all work for goddamn Israel, where the funding for Canary mission comes from. Where does it come from? Who are the people trying to terrorize Americans and saying, if anyone in your family ever criticizes beloved Israel in the middle of a genocide, we'll have your family members stalked, we'll have your family members fired, we'll ruin your life. Now look, guys, we're tough and strong, and
we're not going to stop.
No, hold on.
We're not going to stop.
Hold on.
We're not going to stop.
So we're not going to stop. I get it. God knows what they're going to do to us. God knows what they're going to do to us, okay? But I run into, now we're talking about normal Americans here, Christians, has nothing to do with Palestine. Anna has nothing to do with Palestine. They're not Muslim, they're not Arab, they're not anything, okay? So, and by the way, we shared a report with you guys last week. I have an update on that, maybe I'll share later in the week, about groups now trying to get normal Americans fired from work for supporting Palestine in social media. Not attacking Israel, let alone Jews, but just somebody put a Palestinian flag in their Facebook profile, concerted effort, total rando American. You have to fire her, she's an anti-Semite, fire them. Israel is the kings of cancel culture, and they keep just pressing down on all of America. You better not criticize. You better follow Israel's orders. You better give us another $300 billion. We should not give a single dollar to Israel. Zero. Is that anti-Semitic? Yeah, of course they are. They're going to say, if you don't give us $300 billion, you hate Jews. Are you insane? You're driving anti-Semitism. Cut it out. You're endangering Jews in America and across the world with your vicious efforts to terrorize anyone who criticizes Israel. No, we're not going to stop. But most people, I run into Muslim Americans, they're like, I can't say anything. I'm an American citizen, I came here for freedom, and I cannot say a word online, because if I say one thing, hey, could you please stop murdering children? No, way too much. Could you please stop?
No, I'm sick of them having that special treatment. I'm sick of them having that special level of entitlement where our Constitution somehow doesn't apply to us when it comes to critique of Israel. No, I'm not going to give them that pleasure. They don't deserve it. And if you have a problem with Americans being critical of Israel because Israel is the most important thing in the world to you, please, by all means, go live in Israel. Go live in Israel. Leave this country to the warm-blooded Americans who actually believe in our constitutional rights.
And by the way, that includes Jewish Americans, Muslim Americans, Christian Americans, every kind of American. But if you're like, no, I worship Israel, there's a great way to worship Israel, by going to Israel, okay? So look, if you're wondering why I'm so animated, other than the obvious, they've also threatened my family. And the other day I got an email saying, you're already dead, you just don't know it. So these are the terrorists that work inside America on behalf of Israel. So if I do die, by the way, it was definitely someone who was in favor of Israel, maybe the Israeli government itself. Now, why do I say, oh, you're anti-Semitic? They literally said, they wrote an email, you are already dead, you just don't know it yet, and this is on behalf of Israel. So who's the terrorist?
By the way,
who killed 20,000 children? Who has a worse civilian kill ratio than Hamas or any other terrorist group in the world? IDF, Israel. Who has done at least 70 October 7th? Israel.
Yep.
Not Jews, Israel. There's wonderful Jewish Americans fighting against that today here in America, and I love them for it. Because you know why? They're Americans.
Yep.
And they're good, decent people who actually listened in synagogue and temple and learned the actual faith of Judaism, and not this nationalistic, sick Zionism that demands obedience and terrorizes the whole world. And if anyone dares disagree with their nationalism, Then they get accused of the worst things in the world. And they try to end their careers. They've been terrorizing this country for year after year, decade after decade. And we're sick of it. The left's sick of it. The right is sick of it. The whole country's sick of it. The only puppets, Trump, that still work for Israel. Oh, he said work for Israel. Yeah, goddamn right I did. 90% of Congress gets money from the Israeli lobby. Yes, it's legal, but that is legalized bribes. And everybody knows it. We know it when Big Pharma does it, we know it when Big Oil does it, and we know when Israel does it. We see you now, we see you. You're buying all of our politicians. That's why people like Cory Booker are like, oh, AIPAC, I don't know what AIPAC is. Oh, they only give me a tiny, I love Israel, I love Israel. I love Israel, I bow down to Israel. We see you, Cory Booker. We see you Democrats, we see you Republicans, and yes, mainstream media. Most of all, we see you doing hasbara, propaganda for Israel, decade after decade. Today in the news, Israel slaughters 45 Palestinians, and New York Times reporting, well, they say that Hamas killed the IDF soldiers. Well, did it? You're the New York Times. You're supposed to give us the truth. It turns out they didn't. It was one of their own unexploded bombs. But the New York Times didn't tell you that.
No,
the New York Times said, oh, Hamas broke the ceasefire. A bunch of liars. Mainstream media, we see you. We see that you're working for Israel. You're the most biased people in America. And you know what? I didn't know the happy merchant meme either, okay? So now I know it, thank you, I appreciate it. You know what? I'm now gonna call this the Larry Ellison. Not about Jews, not even about Israel. This one is just about Larry Ellison, okay? So when you see that son of a bitch scheming to make sure that no one's allowed to criticize Israel and take away our First Amendment rights on behalf of his country, then you do this, okay? I didn't do the meme. I'm just saying this, okay? This is the Larry Ellison. Hey, give me TikTok, work for Israel. Give me CBS, work for Israel. Give me the American government. He bought Marco Rubio for $5 million when he was running against Donald Trump.
He sure did.
There's a state, we got his emails, leaked emails saying, reports back to the Israeli ambassador. If you're gonna report back to the Israeli ambassador, go live in Israel. Get the hell out of our country, because you don't love this country. You love Israel. So what did he do? I bought him for $5 million. He didn't say bought. He said, I checked to see if he was pro-Israel. He passed my test, so I sent $5 million to a super PAC.
Rubio was submitting.
That is buying Marco Rubio.
Yeah, it is.
And it was a good purchase because he's now Secretary of State and works for Israel. So that's how politics is in this country. It isn't about just Israel, it's about all of the lobbies and all the donors who buy all of our politicians and the media who covers it up and goes, oh, don't worry about the money. Don't follow the money. Don't follow the money. It's anti-Semitic to follow the money. No, bow your heads to Israel. Bow your heads to Big Pharma and defense contractors and to all the donors. Well, we're not bowing anymore. We're not bowing. Hey, Larry, go stuff this in your treasure chest or whatever the hell you keep your nonsense things. And I'm sure he'll come after us because he's so rich and he loves to use his money to bully people and to terrorize people in this country. That's what I think of Larry Ellison. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.